It's a sobering reality that many people don't give their heart the attention it deserves until a crisis demands their attention, often when they're lying in a hospital bed facing the daunting prospect of heart surgery. The damage that leads to such critical moments isn't typically the result of a single catastrophic decision, but the slow, cumulative effect of daily habits that seem harmless in the moment. Heart surgeons who witness the consequences up close consistently observe that older patients, typically in their 60s, 70s, or 80s, share a set of common routines that over decades erode the cardiovascular system, much like a steady drip carves through stone. These aren't dramatic vices like heavy smoking or excessive drinking, but subtle, everyday choices that blend seamlessly into the rhythm of life, often unnoticed until they manifest as serious conditions requiring surgical intervention. The hopeful truth is that awareness can spark transformative change. Many of these habits can be reversed or avoided with intentional, manageable steps, offering a path to protect the heart even later in life. This isn't about instilling fear, but about illuminating the patterns doctors see daily and empowering individuals to take charge of their cardiovascular health before it's too late. Let's delve into 7 habits commonly observed in older heart surgery patients, explore their deeper implications, and discuss practical, actionable ways to break the cycle for a healthier, stronger heart. One habit frequently highlighted by heart surgeons is the tendency to skip breakfast or rely on sugary, nutrient-poor morning meals. At first glance, this might seem like a minor oversight, easily dismissed in the rush of daily life. Mornings can be chaotic, and opting for a quick coffee, a pastry, or nothing at all feels practical for many, especially older adults who may no longer follow a structured work schedule. However, the morning meal plays a pivotal role in setting the body's metabolic and cardiovascular rhythm for the day. Skipping breakfast extends the overnight fast, pushing the body into a state of physiological stress. Cortisol, the stress hormone, surges to mobilize stored energy, elevating blood sugar and blood pressure, which forces the heart to work harder to maintain circulation and stability. Conversely, starting the day with sugary foods, think donuts, sweetened cereals, or flavored coffee drinks, triggers a rapid blood glucose spike followed by a crash. This roller coaster effect disrupts insulin sensitivity, promotes inflammation, and strains the cardiovascular system. Over years, these daily fluctuations contribute to arterial stiffness, plaque buildup, and an increased risk of heart disease, such as coronary artery disease. The modern food environment, saturated with processed, sugar-laden options, exacerbates this habit, as does the cultural emphasis on convenience over nourishment. For retirees, the lack of a morning routine can entrench this pattern, while socioeconomic barriers, like limited access to fresh foods in food deserts, further complicate healthy choices. Harold, a 76-year-old retiree, exemplified this habit. He proudly called himself not a breakfast guy, relying on black coffee and, occasionally, a slice of white toast. For decades, he felt fine, unaware that his body was silently accumulating damage. His blood pressure gradually rose, his LDL cholesterol levels deteriorated, and chest pain eventually signaled a problem. By the time he underwent heart surgery, his cardiologist explained that the damage stemmed from countless mornings of inadequate nutrition. Harold's story is far from unique. Many older adults skip breakfast to save time or calories, only to overeat later, often choosing processed, high-sodium foods like chips or fast food to quell hunger. This cycle amplifies cardiovascular strain, contributing to atherosclerosis and other heart conditions. Societal factors, such as aggressive marketing of sugary breakfast products and a cultural narrative that prioritizes productivity over self-care, reinforce this habit. Economic disparities also play a role. Older adults on fixed incomes may struggle to afford nutrient-dense foods, while those in rural areas may lack access to grocery stores with fresh produce. To counteract this, starting the day with a balanced meal is crucial. Foods rich in fiber, protein, and healthy fats, such as oatmeal with berries and walnuts, eggs with spinach and tomatoes, or whole grain toast with avocado, stabilize blood sugar, reduce inflammation, and ease the heart's workload. For instance, soluble fiber in oats lowers LDL cholesterol by binding bile acids, while omega-3 fats in nuts support arterial elasticity, reducing the risk of hypertension. Even a small meal, like a handful of almonds and a banana, can make a significant difference. Community programs, such as senior centers offering nutrition workshops, subsidized meal delivery services, or community gardens, can provide access to healthy ingredients and practical meal ideas. Technology, like meal planning apps tailored for seniors or smart kitchen devices that simplify cooking, can also help. Family support, such as grandchildren helping prepare breakfast during visits, can make the habit enjoyable and social. Cultivating a mindset that views breakfast as an act of self-care, not a chore, empowers older adults to build a foundation for heart health each morning. The long-term consequences of poor morning nutrition extend beyond immediate metabolic disruptions. Chronic blood sugar spikes and crashes can lead to insulin resistance, a precursor to type 2 diabetes, which doubles the risk of heart disease, according to the American Diabetes Association. This metabolic dysfunction also promotes oxidative stress, damaging endothelial cells lining the arteries, which can initiate plaque formation. For older adults whose bodies are less efficient at repairing such damage, the effects are amplified. Socioeconomic challenges, such as food insecurity affecting 7% of seniors in the US, per a 2023 Feeding America report, exacerbate this habit, as affordable foods are often processed and nutrient-poor. Policy solutions, like expanding SNAP benefits for seniors or funding mobile grocery units, can improve access to healthy foods. Family involvement can also bridge gaps. Children or grandchildren can shop for nutrient-dense ingredients or cook together, fostering connection and accountability. Educational campaigns, such as community-led nutrition seminars or online webinars, can teach older adults how to prepare quick, heart-healthy breakfasts, like overnight oats or yogurt parfaits, even on a budget. Technology, such as smart fridges that track food inventory or voice-activated assistants offering recipe suggestions, can simplify meal prep for those with mobility or cognitive challenges. By integrating these strategies, older adults can transform breakfast into a daily ritual that nourishes both body and spirit, reducing cardiovascular strain and fostering a sense of empowerment. Intergenerational cooking classes, where seniors and younger family members learn recipes together, can further strengthen family bonds while promoting healthy eating. Community food drives or partnerships with local farms can ensure access to fresh produce, addressing economic barriers. These efforts, combined with a mindset of resilience, help older adults sustain heart-healthy nutrition despite systemic challenges, reinforcing the heart's strength over time. Another habit surgeons frequently note is the tendency to suppress emotions and avoid meaningful conversations. This may seem surprising, as heart health is often framed through physical factors like diet or exercise. But emotions profoundly influence the cardiovascular system. Many older patients requiring heart surgery share a history of bottling up stress, grief, anger, or sadness, often for decades. The heart is intricately connected to the autonomic nervous system, responding to emotional states with measurable changes in heart rate, blood pressure, and hormone levels. Chronic emotional suppression keeps the body in a low-grade stress state, elevating cortisol and adrenaline, which constrict blood vessels and increase the heart's workload. Over time, this contributes to hypertension, irregular heart rhythms like atrial fibrillation, and inflammation, heightening the risk of cardiovascular events. A 2013 study in the Journal of Psychosomatic Research found that emotional suppression is associated with a 30% higher risk of arrhythmias and elevated C-reactive protein levels, a marker of inflammation linked to heart disease. Cultural norms, particularly for older generations, raised to value stoicism and self-reliance, reinforce this habit, as does social isolation, which limits opportunities for emotional expression. Psychological challenges of aging, such as coping with the loss of loved ones, declining independence, or financial insecurity, further entrench this pattern, especially in communities with limited access to mental health resources. Ageism, which often marginalizes older adults' emotional needs, can also discourage seeking help, as can stigma around therapy in certain cultural or socioeconomic groups. Elaine, an 80-year-old woman, embodied this pattern. After her husband's death, she maintained a stoic facade, refusing to burden her family with her grief. She smiled through her pain, insisting she was fine, but her body bore the weight of her silence. A year later, she collapsed while gardening, diagnosed with heart failure. Her daughter reflected that Elaine's heart seemed to have broken slowly over years of unexpressed sorrow. Her story highlights a broader issue. Older adults often face unique stressors, such as the loss of a spouse or social disconnection, without adequate support. Environmental factors, like rural areas with scarce mental health services or urban settings with high social fragmentation, exacerbate this. Breaking this habit doesn't require sharing every feeling, but finding safe, constructive outlets, talking to a trusted friend, journaling, or seeking therapy. Mindfulness practices, like a 10-minute daily breathing exercise, can lower blood pressure and heart rate. With a 2020 circulation study showing a 5 mm mercury reduction in blood pressure among older adults practicing mindfulness. Community-based solutions, such as senior support groups, virtual therapy platforms, or faith-based counseling, foster connection and counter isolation. Technology, like telehealth apps or online support groups, can bridge access gaps, particularly for those in underserved areas. Family involvement, such as regular check-ins from children or grandchildren, can provide emotional support, while intergenerational programs, like mentorship with younger community members, can create meaningful connections. The cardiovascular toll of suppressed emotions compounds over time, contributing to chronic inflammation and vascular damage. A 2021 study in Frontiers in Cardiovascular Medicine found that chronic stress increases the risk of endothelial dysfunction by 25%, impairing the artery's ability to dilate and increasing plaque buildup. For older adults who may already have age-related vascular changes, this accelerates heart disease progression. Socioeconomic disparities, such as limited access to mental health professionals, only one psychiatrist per 2,000 seniors in some U.S. states, per the American Psychiatric Association, exacerbate this habit, as does cultural stigma in communities where emotional vulnerability is seen as weakness. Policy solutions, like expanding Medicare coverage for teletherapy or funding community mental health clinics, can improve access. Family support, such as organizing group activities or encouraging open conversations during gatherings, can normalize emotional expression. Community initiatives, like storytelling workshops or memory-sharing groups, allow older adults to process emotions while building social bonds. Technology, such as wearable devices monitoring stress levels or apps offering guided meditation, can provide real-time support. By fostering a mindset that views emotional health as integral to physical health, older adults can reduce the heart's burden, enhancing overall well-being and longevity. Intergenerational support, such as grandchildren interviewing seniors for family history projects, can create safe spaces for emotional sharing, while community centers offering art therapy or music groups can provide creative outlets. Policy advocacy for mental health parity laws can ensure equitable access to care, addressing systemic barriers and empowering seniors to prioritize emotional resilience, which directly supports cardiovascular health. A third habit commonly observed is the overuse of over-the-counter pain relievers to manage daily aches and pains. For many older adults, taking ibuprofen or naproxen for joint pain, headaches, or muscle stiffness is routine, seen as a harmless way to stay active. These non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, NSAIDs, offer quick relief, but long-term unsupervised use can harm the heart by increasing blood pressure, straining the kidneys, and promoting fluid retention. For those with existing risk factors like high cholesterol or arterial plaque, this added strain can accelerate damage, contributing to heart attacks or strokes. The kidneys, which regulate blood volume and pressure, are particularly vulnerable, and their dysfunction can trigger a cascade of cardiovascular complications, including heart failure. Carl, a 76-year-old golfer, relied on daily ibuprofen to manage knee pain, maintaining an active lifestyle, but years of use contributed to a minor heart attack, with his surgeon noting significant arterial damage. The issue wasn't just the pills, but what they masked. Root causes like joint inflammation, poor posture, or overexertion, which could have been addressed through physical therapy, stretching, or lifestyle changes. Pain is a signal, not just an inconvenience, and numbing it without investigation is like silencing a smoke alarm without checking for fire. Societal factors, such as the easy availability of NSAIDs and a cultural emphasis on pushing through pain, drive this habit, particularly among older adults who value independence. Socioeconomic barriers, like limited access to physical therapy or alternative treatments in rural or low-income areas, further perpetuate reliance on medication, as do healthcare systems that prioritize quick fixes over comprehensive care. To break this habit, older adults should approach pain with curiosity, consulting a healthcare provider to explore underlying causes. Alternatives like physical therapy, yoga, or acupuncture can address pain without compromising heart health. Dietary changes, such as incorporating anti-inflammatory foods like turmeric, ginger, or fatty fish, rich in omega-3s, can also help. A 2018 study in Arthritis Research and Therapy found that omega-3 supplementation reduced joint pain in older adults by 30%, offering a natural alternative. When medication is necessary, it should be used sparingly, with food to minimize side effects and under medical guidance. Community health fairs offering free screenings or pain management workshops can educate seniors on safer alternatives, while policy changes like clearer NSAID warning labels or subsidized access to physical therapy could reduce overuse. Family support, such as helping with stretching routines or accompanying loved ones to therapy, can make these changes sustainable. Technology, like wearable devices monitoring posture or pain levels, can provide real-time feedback. Cultivating a mindset that views pain as a message to heed empowers older adults to protect their heart while staying active, ensuring long-term mobility and vitality across the body's systems. The long-term effects of NSAID overuse can disrupt the body's homeostasis, leading to chronic hypertension and kidney stress, which increase the risk of heart failure by 19%, according to a 2016 European Heart Journal study. For older adults whose renal function naturally declines with age, this risk is heightened. Socioeconomic barriers, such as high costs of alternative treatments, physical therapy sessions can cost $50 to $150 without insurance, and limited healthcare access in rural areas perpetuate this habit. Policy solutions like expanding insurance coverage for non-pharmacological pain management or funding mobile health clinics can address these gaps. Community programs, such as senior fitness classes or peer-led stretching groups, can provide affordable alternatives, while family members can assist by researching local resources or joining in activities like yoga. Educational outreach, such as pharmacy-led workshops on safe medication use or online tutorials on pain relief exercises, can empower seniors to make informed choices. By integrating these strategies, older adults can address pain holistically, reducing cardiovascular strain and fostering a proactive approach to health. Irregular eating patterns, particularly skipping breakfast or delaying meals, form another habit that undermines heart health. Skipping breakfast prolongs the overnight fast, triggering a stress response that elevates cortisol and adrenaline, raising blood pressure and heart rate. This forces the heart to work harder, contributing to vascular strain. Later overeating, often with processed or high-sodium foods, elevates cholesterol and triglyceride levels, increasing heart disease risk. Eleanor, a 68-year-old woman, thought skipping breakfast helped manage her weight, relying on coffee until afternoon. Her blood sugar crashes led to unhealthy snacking, contributing to stent surgery. Cultural trends like misapplied intermittent fasting and socioeconomic barriers like limited access to healthy foods reinforce this habit. A consistent eating schedule with a nutrient-rich breakfast, such as a smoothie with spinach, berries, and Greek yogurt, stabilizes metabolism. Community kitchens, senior meal prep classes, or subsidized farmers markets make healthy eating accessible, while family meal planning can add a social element. Nutrition apps with reminders or smart kitchen tools can simplify consistency. Reframing meals as self-care fosters a mindset that prioritizes nutrition, reducing the heart's daily burden. The metabolic chaos from irregular eating can lead to dyslipidemia, increasing cardiovascular risk by 25%, per a 2022 Journal of Clinical Lipidology study. Food insecurity affecting 1 in 12 seniors exacerbates this, as affordable foods are often high in sodium and sugar. Policy solutions like expanding meal voucher programs or community food co-ops can improve access. Family support, such as cooking together or delivering healthy groceries, fosters accountability. Technology, like apps suggesting budget-friendly recipes, helps seniors plan meals. Community events, like potlucks with heart-healthy dishes, make nutrition social and sustainable, reinforcing long-term heart health. Prolonged inactivity, exacerbated by modern lifestyles with excessive screen time, slows circulation and promotes plaque buildup. Frank, a 75-year-old retiree, faced early congestive heart failure from a sedentary routine. The American Heart Association notes that prolonged sitting increases heart disease risk by up to 147%. Gentle movement, standing every 30 minutes, gardening, or joining senior walking groups, maintains vascular health. Community centers offering Tai Chi or chair yoga, policy initiatives like senior-friendly parks, and technology like fitness trackers counteract this habit. Family encouragement, such as walking together, adds motivation. A mindset valuing small movements as vital empowers older adults to stay active despite barriers like ageism or mobility issues. Chronic stress keeps the body in a fight-or-flight state, elevating heart rate and blood pressure. Joanne, a 68-year-old widow, faced atherosclerosis due to unresolved stress. A 2020 circulation study found mindfulness reduces blood pressure by 5 millimeters of mercury. Journaling, meditation, or community meditation groups mitigate stress, while volunteering or intergenerational programs combat loneliness. Linked to a 26% higher cardiovascular risk. Heart, 2016. Policy support for mental health programs or green spaces, technology like mindfulness apps, and family support through regular check-ins enhance emotional health. Viewing stress management as a priority fosters resilience. Sleep, hydration, and social connections intersect with these habits. Poor sleep, less than 6 hours, increases heart attack risk by 20%. Sleep medicine, 2019. Consistent sleep schedules, avoiding late caffeine, and community sleep workshops help. Dehydration strains circulation, 8 to 10 cups of water daily, supported by senior hydration challenges, helps. Loneliness increases cardiovascular risk by 26%. Community activities like art classes or family game nights foster connection. Policy support, like funding for senior centers, enhances access. Neglecting heart checkups allows silent conditions to progress. George, a 76-year-old, discovered an 80% arterial blockage through a checkup. Mobile clinics, telehealth, and policy changes, like expanded Medicare coverage, remove barriers. A proactive mindset views checkups as empowerment. The cumulative effect of addressing these habits transforms heart health, proving it's never too late for a vibrant, connected life. The interconnected nature of these habits underscores the need for holistic interventions. For instance, irregular eating and inactivity often exacerbate stress, creating a vicious cycle that amplifies cardiovascular strain. Addressing one habit, like improving nutrition, can positively influence others, such as reducing stress through better energy levels. Community-based walking groups not only combat inactivity, but also foster social connections, alleviating loneliness and stress. Family members can play a pivotal role. Organizing weekly walks or cooking nights strengthens bonds while reinforcing healthy habits. Policy initiatives, such as tax incentives for community health programs or grants for senior-focused wellness centers, can scale these efforts, ensuring equitable access. Technology, like health monitoring apps synced with family devices, allows loved ones to support seniors remotely, fostering accountability. Educational campaigns, such as public service announcements on heart health or peer-led seminars, can shift cultural attitudes, normalizing preventive care and self-care. By integrating these strategies, older adults can build sustainable habits that protect their heart, enhancing physical and emotional resilience for a fulfilling life.